Does anyone else get really confused when they look at things and they think, oh, that's so cool toned or warm toned, and then somebody else says, oh, this is my neutral palette, and I'm like, there's nothing weird going on. Hi guys, welcome back. I'm not sure what order these videos are going to be going up in. So there's this one which is like a quick summer, like dewy summer makeup look, and then there'll also be a wavy hair tutorial depending on if it works or not. We are in the middle of it right now. But I'm waiting for it to air dry, so I thought I'd do this video in the meantime and then go back to film the ending of that video once I can see what the results are. So excuse the hair, it's for the wavy hair tutorial. I was trying to think of how I'm going to clip this hair back without disturbing the wave pattern that might happen, but it does need to be clipped back because obviously I've just washed it and I don't want to be getting loads of makeup all in it. So some bits may have to suffer slightly. Just trying to do it so that it isn't like pull the hair down straight. Hopefully that will be enough. Yeah, so it's been a while since I've done any sort of sit down makeup video, but I just felt like playing with some makeup today. And also we're about to go into another heat wave in the UK from tomorrow for like a week, so it's very unlikely that I'm going to get another day where I'll be able to sit down and play with some makeup, because when it gets over a certain temperature, I'm not wearing any makeup. I have no desire to put anything on my skin whatsoever. So yeah, I thought we'd just do it today. And this is going to be like a, not so much an everyday, like a one step up from an everyday. It would be a full face, but I'm using predominantly cream products that I wouldn't mind wearing if I had to wear makeup and it was a really hot day. Like this is what I would go for. Other than like a bit of setting powder, I'm not using any powders. Everything is cream, lightweight liquids, that kind of thing. Yeah, so let's get into it. Normally I would go in with SPF obviously, but I'm not actually going out now because it's like early evening. I'm just going to put on some of the Vieve Skin Nova as a base. I use about that much. Try not to get it in my hair. Ugh. Excuse this giant, I don't know what's happening here, this giant mound. It's not time of the month, so I'm not quite sure why. I had a whole rant about my skin in my skincare video, which will also be coming at some point. I'm having a lot of like texture issues and just random bumps and stuff. I know a lot of people like to avoid looking too greasy or like wet or, you know, sweaty during summer, but I just really love having like a really nice glow. So I predominantly use glowy products, liquids, creams, everything like that, because I just love that glow. And I'm not an overly sweaty person, so I do have some oil in my T-zone, but in general I lean more on the dry side, so I guess that's why I'm able to use them. I mean, I can't speak for anyone with oily skin because maybe some of these products would also be suitable for them, but I'm just saying from my experience, these don't make me look greasy or sweaty. They just give me like a really nice glow from within type look. I did just realise my tripod here in the background, it kind of looks dodgy because it's like right next to my bed, as if I'm filming some dodgy content. But if you watch my wavy hair tutorial, my skincare videos, you'll realise that I've just set it up there to record those. There's nothing weird going on. Forgot to wet my sponge, so I'm just going to use the spray bottle I use for my hair to dampen it, because it sounds lazy, but I've already reached my like energy limit for the day. If you're a spoonie, you'll know what I'm talking about. So I don't want to waste any more, but I keep getting up and down and up and down. I just want to sit down and enjoy filming this. Next, I'm going in with the Maybelline Superstay Skin Tint. This is the vitamin C one. I haven't used this for a while, but I love it. This is the shade 03. God, is this even going to be too light? Because I feel like I've had some sun since then. I think this will still be fine. Because they're so sheer, they're designed to be okay for like multiple skin tones. Even if you were to get a little bit of a tan or maybe get paler during the winter, the shade might still be okay, because it's not like you're packing on a full coverage foundation that's going to make you look orange or like a ghost. This is a really lightweight, nice, blendable product. because I haven't worn makeup for a while. Well, almost not at all since my brother's wedding, I think. Not base products anyway. But I'm really seeing so much texture now. Not like the normal texture I get, the dry skin texture, I just mean like so bumpy. I knew I had bumps a lot along my jawline, but I don't know what's going on down there. Not down there, I mean down on my jawline. Like, are they just large milia that I need to deal with? Because I just get more and more of them. I always forget to get that bit in there. The last thing I want to be wearing in really hot weather, and what by really hot I mean getting into 30 and above, even like above 25. I wouldn't want to be wearing a full face of makeup unless it was like in the evening or something. I don't generally wear makeup, and if I do, I don't apply base. I might go in with something like Skin Nova or Halo Glow just to, know, even out my skin tone if I need to, but I'm not generally going in with a full like face and base because it's just too suffocating when it's this hot. I think we'll do bronzer next because I like to do my concealer last so that I can set it straight away. This is the Vieve Modern Radiance Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. I think I'll just take the Vieve foundation brush, just buff it in. And lately I've been going onto the back of my hand. You end up with so much excess product and then it doesn't blend nicely. Still in my face, for God's sake. So I start towards the back and then bring it down. I think this is quite a natural one because I would say it's like a more neutral, maybe even like leaning slightly cool. I'm not sure. Like, I'm never sure. Does anyone else get really confused when they look at things and they think, oh, that's so cool toned or warm toned, and then somebody else says, oh, this is my neutral palette, and I'm like, not sure. I'm just going to take some up here as well. This is like a very natural looking one for me, I think, because I'm so pale. I am an olive, pale olive, leaning slightly yellow, so leaning slightly warm. Well, that's considered warm in most makeup for most makeup brands anyway. I think I can't have any like bronzer too orangey because it just makes me look ill. It doesn't look right because obviously I have those green undertones, so sometimes like a more neutral, cool leaning bronzer. You know, like when you catch a tan. When I catch a tan, my skin is like that, the tone of a fake tan that has green undertones. I don't know if you've ever seen any of those ones. I think Bondi Sands makes one. It's called Emerald or something like that. But that's how my natural tan goes. So my natural tan has like green in it. So I can't be having anything too orange. It just doesn't look very natural. Long story short, because this one's quite neutral, maybe even slightly cool, it looks relatively natural on my skin. And it's light as well. I think I've probably said this a million times before. Some people use this as a contour and a bronzer or just a contour. But I'm not going for anything too crazy. I just want like a light sun-kissed look. Next we're going in with blush. I'm using this Vieve Sunset Blush Balm in Strawb. Not actually used this one before. But I really love anything red. I don't like bronzers that are like orange, but I do like orange and red blush, lip products, eye products. Anything that's kind of reddy pink, reddy orange, deep orange, you know, burnt orange, all of those kind of colours. I'll put a little bit on my hand to show you the colour. You can see how pigmented it is. Like, it's actually crazy. So it's like a proper vivid red. But to get it to blend in, I'm going to use the same brush that I used for my bronzer. And again, I'm going to like work it into the brush and do a really sheer layer first. Because I don't want bright red on my cheeks, obviously. I just want like the hint of red. You can see it a little bit. Maybe I need to go in with drops. I think Jamie does that, but I'm scared to do it. I've done that before and I've gone in with like a dot on my face and then it gets stuck there and it doesn't look good. Yeah, I definitely think we need more than that. Let's start at the back. I think it's safe to start at the back just in case you go in too heavy or there's too much product. Then it's not so scary. That's better. It does actually look a bit scary here, like there's a line, but we haven't gone in with concealer. Well, I'm using an eye brightener today instead of concealer. That will kind of help to blend it. Now I'm going in with the NARS Light Reflecting Eye Brightener in the shade Night Swan. I've really been loving this. Sometimes I wear it under concealer, sometimes I just wear it on its own. And I just use my finger. Really gets the product warmed up and in there, blended quickly. And you don't need to use a lot, just, well, I don't anyway. I don't know how well you can see the difference in that lighting, but it does make a difference. Also, in this heat, I don't want loads of layers or any really thick layers. Just want as minimal product as possible. Glowy. Okay, I'm going to set the under eye with the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. This is the shade Voile Rosé. This is actually a mini version, but it's the original one. I think they changed the formula, and quite a lot of people in the makeup community were unhappy about that because they love this powder. And the new one, I think, has a reflective quality to it, or is quite glowy, whereas this one is, I wouldn't say it's like super matte, but it's so fine, is very blurring, and is my favourite for setting up my under eyes. So I can understand why people are upset about it. Maybe they're going to bring that one back out again because maybe they've realised like they fucked up, you know, and they need that because it's so popular. I just put a small amount in the lid and I kind of swirl it around to make sure that all the colours are evenly mixed, because you don't want pink under one bit and a yellowy bit under another. So I just go in like that and then get the excess off of my hand so you can see how much comes out. And then I'll just go like this just to pull any excess out of the lines. Should have gone back in with the brush that we used for the blush, really. Maybe to try and blend it in a bit, but I actually don't think it looks that bad. It's not really stark and super bright here. I've also got loads on my hand now as well, so I kind of will dab the brush back into that and swipe it again to do the other eye. To set the rest of my face, I'm just going in with the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish in the shade One Fair. This is a mini, but it's really cute because I don't go through a lot of powder because I use like a few different ones for different purposes. So this is like a really good size for your handbag. It also has a mirror in it. Same thing, I'll put it onto the brush, take off the excess on my hand. I don't normally use such a small brush. I don't know why I am today, but I just felt like it. Just going in the centre of my forehead, that's where I get oily. Actually, let's just switch to my normal powder brush because I don't know why I was doing that. Shake off the excess. I don't like to apply it a lot. I'll always take powder out with me anyway, so if I do get sort of really sweaty or like really shiny throughout the day, I will just powder. It's better to apply less at the start because your makeup look can be completely ruined and look cakey if you put way too much powder on at the beginning. And I've started to now put powder on my jawline and like down onto my neck just to try and prevent, obviously I'm not going anywhere today, but to try and prevent my makeup transferring onto my clothes, because that's happened a couple of times, especially if it's like a white t-shirt or something and I end up with like stains that don't seem to come out in the wash. This is the Vieve Nova Glow Liquid Light in the shade Ballerina. I saw Kathleen Lights talk about this and so many other people as well. I think Soph Floyd, and they all talk about how nice it is, especially for like paler skin tones. This is a liquid highlighter, by the way, so I think I might just put some on the back of my hand again. I don't want to use too much. I'm just going to use the same brush so that it all blends in together just a little bit and kind of put it here on the high points and get it to blend in with the blush. See that? So pretty. And then what I like to do is just around the edge here. It might be my fault actually because I already went in with powder under my eyes, but I just dab around. That's better. And here as well. Can you see I've got like a little bit of a line there? which you obviously don't want because it's not very natural looking shine then. So just use your finger to like blend it in. That shade is so pretty. The only highlighter I really use is, I use an e.l.f. powder one, baked one, which I don't think they make anymore. It might be discontinued, but that's more of like a champagne-y colour, so it looks quite nice. I use it more in my inner eye, like in my inner corner, than anything else. I also have the Vieve Skin Dew, but I made the mistake before when I think I was doing one of the wedding guest makeup videos where I put it too close to my eye, and because I'm getting a little bit older and I do have lines there, it then accentuated my lines. It didn't look very good. I had to like take it off and like, I don't know if I included that in the video actually, but it was a whole process. So you don't take anything liquid too close to like where you have fine lines and stuff, because they obviously, those products are designed to draw attention to the areas where you put them, which is your high points, to make them look higher, you know, to give your face more shape. So you don't want to be putting it like anywhere that you don't want the focus to be on. But yeah, since that, Skin Dew, I actually love to use it on my body. So like I like to put it on my shoulders and on my collarbone and my chest when I'm wearing like low cut tops or off the shoulder tops or whatever. What else do I have? Maybe an Estee Lauder or a Chanel one. I might have got as in a package. Not PR, I don't get PR. I just mean when you buy something and you get something free from Boots or whatever. I think I've got something like that, and that one is really nice as well, and that's more of a champagne-y, again, is a liquid, but I just don't reach for it. And the Halo Glow, I don't really use that as a highlighter. I use that under my foundation to give a glow, or I mix it in with my foundation. I've never really used it as a highlighter, but maybe I should try that because I feel like it could be quite natural looking. Right, I've just chatted away now. I don't know what's happening. I think we'll do eyes now. So all I was going to do is use this liquid eyeshadow from Beauty Bay, which is like a really nice mid-neutral brown shade. It's called Biscotti. I've used it before, it's really nice, but what I need to do is take, really frustratingly, I get like patches of eczema on my eyelids, but they're still really oily. So before I apply anything like that, either a liquid eyeshadow or a stick, because I love the Vieve eye ones, but they move so badly on my eyes. Within a couple of hours, they're in my crease. So to help just a little bit, I will go in with a layer of powder first. I've never tried actually using an eye primer and then going in with a liquid product, because I feel like that defeats the purpose of it. It's supposed to be an easy product that you just put on. And I would lean towards a liquid or a stick eyeshadow or an eyeshadow pencil to use that as a base to then put powders on top. So I'm not sure if I just don't have the right type of eyelids for those products, but anyway. That still feels oily though. Why? Maybe we need more powder. All I literally do is put a bit like that on my eye. I'm always scared these products will dry down very quickly, so I like to do one eye at a time. It's a pack of 3 called the Neutral Collection. So I've got this one, this brown. There's also like a kind of neutral rosy pink, mid rosy pink in there, and then a shimmer version of the pink. This is my favourite go-to quick eyeshadow look because it's literally just one and done. That's it. I would just use that. It's similar to when people use bronzer in their crease or all over their lid as like a quick eyeshadow look. It's pretty much that, because this is not far off my bronzer shade actually. If you're kind of new to makeup or using liquid eyeshadow or whatever, just focus the initial blending on the lid, then gradually like move up and out, because you don't want the bulk of the product to be out here. I feel like these are easier to work with than powders. I just feel like there's a lot of traps or like ways you can do things with powder where it can go kind of wrong. But these are pretty easy to use. Do you see how I just seem to have a little bit more product on this one than I do on this one? You can just add some more. It's not like with powder where then you're going to have to take the whole lot off, or I mean, you don't have to do that every time with powder, but it just depends on the situation and what products you've been using. But next we'll go with mascara. I haven't used this for a while. This is the Rimmel Thrill Seeker mascara in black, very chunky wand. I try to take the excess off because I do like voluminous lashes, but not super chunky, like glued together spidery ones. applied mascara on the lid already. Never be tempted to remove it straight away. Just wait for it to dry, it's so much easier. They're kind of like wispy clumpy, if you know what I mean. Should have done my setting spray before this actually. I'm out of practice. Normally it's setting spray followed by mascara, and I haven't curled my lashes either, but you know, would they even hold in this kind of heat anyway? So it would have been a waste of my time. It's so dry. I don't normally like super wet mascaras, but it's basically a solid. It's almost like a thick paste. That'll do. I think they look pretty even. Actually looks like I might have fake lashes on to some extent. They've curled up quite well too, considering I didn't use my eyelash colours. Not bad, not bad. I completely forgot about brows, so I think I'm just gonna use the 17 Precise Definition tinted gel. Just comb that through for a little bit of extra oomph. 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 Do the other side, and then I might use a brow pencil or a pen. My eyebrows seem really light today in comparison to my actual hair colour. Maybe that's not dark enough. I do have the brow pencil, let's give that a go. That's a bit better. That's the matching one from 17, Full Definition Brow Pencil. And this is a shade, I'm gonna guess it's dark brown, but does it even say on the lid? Oh, 040 brown. It's really interesting. This is just a rant about nothing now. But when I go into store to buy brow products and things, to get it to go with like the roots of my hair, my eyebrow and my actual eyebrows, I need to buy like ash brown and dark brown, espresso, those kind of colours into the really dark browns. But yeah, when I go to the salon to get my hair done, on the scale, you know, like on the colour scale or whatever it is, I'm only just classified as brown. What was it? Am I a 5? I think I'm like a 5 or something on the scale, which is literally one step away from a blonde, a dark blonde. I'm just like, how is that the case? Maybe there's levels to brown, you know, that are way more brown than my hair, but every time I go to buy a brow product, I have to buy dark brown, so it's very confusing. If someone asks me what colour is your hair, I say dark brown, but I don't actually think it is dark brown in the whole hair world. This one's too warm for me, I know. Every time I use it, I'm like, oh, it needs to be more ashy. Right, that would do. Can't be spending all day on that. Now, what do we need to do now? Setting spray. I'm going to use the Beauty Crop Dewy Bounce Seal and Set Mist. I've used this about 3 times now. I do have the Wee Cherie one, and I love that, but that's more like of a hydrating mist, and I feel like it doesn't keep my makeup on so long. I wouldn't use it for that. It would be like to add some dewiness or glow before I then go on top with a really strong setting powder, you know, like one that's going to lock in my makeup all day. Whereas this one is super dewy. Some people might not even like it because of that, but it also locks in my makeup all day. And I love this for every day as well. Like if I'm not even wearing a base, sometimes I will literally just put on some mascara, a tiny bit of bronzer or blusher on the high points here, and then my lips, and then I'll spray this on just to give me like, you know, like this glow. You'll see it in a minute anyway, but here we go. That's what it looks like. Love the colour. I did it a bit closer than normal because I don't want too much to go in my hair. Probably did go in my hair anyway. My lips are actually really dry, so whilst I'm waiting for that setting spray to dry, I'm just going to put some of this NYX fat oil, lip drip fat oil, or fat oil lip drip, whatever it's called. I actually love this one so much. This is in the shade That's Chic. It looks a lot darker in the thing than it's just like your lips but better. Slightly darker, but in a really pretty way. Now that the setting spray is dry, I'm just going to take that lip gloss off. I'm going to use the Vieve powder. I don't even know how to describe it to you. It's a matte liquid lip, but I've never felt anything like it before. It's extremely lightweight and comfortable, doesn't dry out my lips. I have, as you can see, they're in a right state. They have been for quite some time. And normally liquid lips will like dry down and give me that like really tight, things are about to crack feeling. This doesn't do that, and it's also quite blendable before it dries. So this is the shade Ripple, a deep warm pink. I'm going to try and blend two shades. I also have Bellini, which is like a light peach shade, which I would say is like my nude version of it. I'm going to put some of this one, almost use it as a liner, but not quite. On the outsides of my lip and blend it with my finger. It's so pretty, it's such a pretty colour. I'm going to try and overline with it at the top. And then I'm going to use the lighter shade Bellini, the peach colour, and put that in the middle. So it looks like this when it's dried down. Really, really pretty. Obviously, if you want more of a pop of colour, then you can go in with the Ripple on its own. Or if you wanted to do like a nude lip, you could always use a darker liner like Vieve Bark or Rimmel Cappuccino or Maybelline On It, Fenty Peanut Butter, any of those. And then use Bellini or Pinky. They do another shade which is more of a cool pink. But because I have this olive warm undertone thing going on, or olive skin tone with a slight yellow tint, whatever you want to call it, the Bellini one is better for me because it's like more on the peachy side. But yeah, they're really good for like creating a nude lip or like an ombre lip or a 90s lip. Because I've got strawb on my cheeks, I like to kind of tie everything together by using the Vieve Lip Dew, also in strawb. You see that? Like extremely, extremely pigmented. So I just put some on the bottom lip like that, and then kind of I could go in with a lot of it and end up with like a juicy red lip, but I'm not really going for that look. I want it to be like a bit more muted, a bit faded. It's still colourful, and yeah, I think summery is the right word, because now we're getting a kind of pinky reddish glowy lip, and I think it's really pretty. If you were going from a day to night thing, maybe start with just Bellini, go for like a nude lip, then you could always put Ripple, or I think the other shade is Miss Figgy, I think, which is more of like a burnt orangey kind of shade. And you could use that to then line your lips and create like a more colourful ombre kind of situation with the one you already had on your lip, and then top it off with a colourful gloss, and then you get a hydrating pop of colour. I can't really show you a finished look because I'm still waiting for my hair to dry. How am I going to take the thumbnail picture? Because I can't be wearing my robe for the thumbnail picture, but I also don't want this crap in the background for my thumbnail picture. I can remove the stuff in the background, I just need to put a top on or something. So this is my elevated everyday, I would say, elevated everyday summer makeup, or glowy summer makeup, like easy glowy summer makeup. If you don't want anything too heavy on your face, but you want that really nice glow from within, juicy, yeah, just lovely glow, this is what you need. I think cream and liquid products are the way to go when you're trying to achieve that look. Obviously, if you're super oily, you may need to go over the top with powders or just use more setting powder. Just be mindful that putting that gloss on top of those matte lips means they don't stay where they're supposed to. I think that powder has like, it's supposed to stay on for 12 hours or something. You know, it has like lasting power, whereas if you put a gloss on top, it's not going to have that lasting power anymore. So don't expect to be eating, drinking, kissing anybody and this staying there, because the gloss effectively, I don't want to say undoes, it overrides the longevity of the product underneath it, because they kind of mix together. And yeah, I'm sure most of you know that, but just in case you don't, it's only like super long lasting and kiss proof, or whatever, they smudge proof, without the gloss on top. Let me go and put a top on or something so I can show you some kind of final look, even if my hair's not done. I'll come back. Now I've got a top on so I don't look too crazy. I'm just going to take these clips out carefully and hope that I haven't ruined the hair too much. I'm just trying to get thumbnails now. This is the final makeup look, guys. I hope you like it. I hope you're having a fabulous summer, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Well, actually, technically I'm filming 2 to 3 videos that at some point should go out, but after that, hopefully I'll be able to get more into like a routine of it. You just have to forgive me when I disappear for a while. It's nothing to do with me not wanting to post a video. For those of you who do really enjoy watching them, it's just usually because I'm in a flare-up, having to rest a lot, and the idea of filming, well, it's just not possible basically at those times. Yeah, so hopefully there will be 2 to 3 videos coming at some point. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video.